This will define everything that we need to know about the New York Yankees going into free agency with two major positions of need and the Yankees having players on this roster hitting free agency who are integral to the team. We are going to be seeing the team have to make a huge decision, which will tell us a lot. But we also have an update regarding another player as well that we're going to talk about towards the end of this video, so you want to make sure to stay tuned for that. But let's jump right into it, guys. There is a lot to go over on the Yankees right now because, look, obviously going into free agency, the Yankees are going to have their own players hitting free agency, most notably Cody Bellinger, who the Yankees do absolutely want to re-sign. We've talked about Bellinger a lot, and we are going to continue to talk about him on this channel, but there are other positions that the Yankees need to focus on as well. For instance, like third base and shortstop are both not exactly locked in. Yeah, the Yankees acquired Ryan McMahon, but it doesn't necessarily mean the Yankees are going to be keeping McMahon as their everyday third baseman. If you asked me right now, I would expect the Yankees do use McMahon a good amount next season, but also at the same time, there's a lot of questions surrounding that shortstop position, specifically when it comes to Anthony Volpe. Volpe's obviously going to miss the beginning of this season with that injury to his shoulder, and he's going to get it healed up, and we expect Volpe to still be around the Yankees next season as well. But there are questions surrounding those other positions with the Yankees, surrounding what the team has to do, surrounding what really matters with the Yankees and how they can make themselves their best selves. And many people, myself included, do believe that Anthony Volpe is not the answer there. Whether they are going to look internally towards a man like Jose Caballero, who we're obviously going to discuss here, there has been a lot of discussion also. I mean, obviously, the name Bo Bichette pops up because he is the biggest name shortstop hitting the market. But also, there has been a lot of talk, and a new report has discussed the fact that right here, as mentioned by Newsweek, on Wednesday, Joel Sherman of the New York Post suggested that one possibility was bringing back free agent infielder Amed Rosario, who played a lot of second base and third base for the Yankees against left-handed hitters or left-handed pitchers down the stretch. And that's going to be a big thing here because Rosario is a shortstop after all. And, you know, he is a better shortstop than Anthony Volpe. He's a better fielding shortstop, and he also just is a better hitter as well. In 181 at-bats, he had 50 hits. It's a 276 batting average. He also had an OPS of 745 and an OPS plus of 109. He's a very average offensive player who does have a solid batting average, who can make some contact and at points lead off games. And on top of that, he gives the Yankees a versatile fielder who is a better fielder than Anthony Volpe as well. Rosario is someone who Yankee fans do want to see return to the team because he does a lot of things right, especially hits against lefties, which would be huge. And frankly, against lefties, it does set the Yankees up in a very good situation to have Amed Rosario lead off and then follow that up with Cody Bellinger, who hits really, really well against lefties, hits as good against lefties as any left-handed batter in the MLB, and then have Aaron Judge batting third. That is a 6 starting lineup against lefty hitters, or lefty pitchers, and Rosario, his batting average of 302 with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs and 122 plate appearances against lefties proved that he is that guy. I mean, the man had an OPS of 819 against lefties. So we see this is a guy who the Yankees can play at shortstop against the left-handed pitchers. Meanwhile, you figure out the rest of it as you move on, and maybe you do, even though he's not going to be able to hit as well against righties, maybe you do continue to play him in those games as well, just because of how integral Amed Rosario has been up to this point. Just as a player in general, he's someone who we could trust. And frankly, is he the best option out there? No, but he does give the Yankees a bridge option at that shortstop position while they try to figure out a long-term plan. I don't expect the Yankees to sign Bo Bichette, and that really doesn't leave too many other options. And re-signing Amed Rosario, to me, does make the perfect amount of sense for this team, especially when the other option is Anthony Volpe, who had a 212 batting average, did hit 19 home runs, which is something, but outside of that, didn't really do much of value. I mean, he stole some bases, but has an OPS of 663, an OPS plus of 83. So this is a situation where the Yankees would be able to do a lot better for themselves if they were to just take on Rosario, because as bad as Rosario, or not as bad, but as much worse as Rosario is going to be against those right-handed pitchers, I don't expect them to be worse than Anthony Volpe was against pitchers this year. So honestly, and he's also going to be a better fielder anyway, so it makes a lot more sense for the Yankees to move forwards with Amed Rosario here going forwards instead of going out there and trying to figure out a solution that, you know, isn't really going to work. Now, there also is Jose Caballero, who's fun to talk about because of Cabby's success in New York once the Yankees traded for him. He didn't play a whole lot, but when he did, he was absolutely excellent. Appeared in 40 games, had a 266 batting average with 21 hits, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and 15 runs scored. He's an elite base stealer and base runner, stole 15 bases in those 40 games. Only struck out 18 times, which is a lot better than what Volpe would have done. On top of that, an OPS at 828 has shown that Caballero and Amed Rosario would be a much better shortstop duo for this Yankees team than keeping Anthony Volpe in there. That's what makes the most sense for the Yankees going into this season. A season where Volpe is going to be starting the year on the IL due to the fact that he did hurt that shoulder. Now, there is a lot of thought that, you know what, hey, maybe at the end of the day, the big problem has been that Volpe's shoulder was injured and that was causing a lot of issues. And maybe that is the case. But at the same time, the Yankees insisted that that wasn't impacting Volpe. Now, that feels just like it's absolutely not true at all and that it was hurting Anthony Volpe. But at the same time, I would rather see the Yankees move forward with their other two shortstop options who are just having a better just run recently than Volpe is, and really that is what the Yankees should be doing. They should be going out there and using what works, using what you know is going to benefit this team more, instead of going out and making a decision that's going to potentially just be harmful to the Yankees overall. Volpe struggled a lot, and really it's kind of hard to believe that Volpe's going to come out next year and just be that guy we were always waiting for him to be. It feels more likely that Volpe's never going to turn into that guy, which obviously would be tragic, but at the same time, the Yankees have to be ready for that very real scenario, and it feels more than ever that they are starting to warm up to that idea of it being the case. Now, on top of that, we do have other news as well. The Yankees bullpen is a huge question mark going into free agency. We don't know who they're going to be bringing back, but Luke Weaver and Devin Williams do feel like real guys who are not going to be returning to this Yankees team. On top of that, you go out there and you look at obviously, there's a ton of options out there that the Yankees can go out and make moves for in this offseason. I expect them to. I imagine Tim Hill will be back. Obviously, Camilo Doval will be back and David Bednar will be back. But outside of that, the Yankees are going to be making a lot of adjustments to this bullpen. And there's been some questions about Ryan Yarbrough, their swingman who pitches from the left side, started some games with the Yankees, was an excellent reliever with the Yankees as well, and frankly was loved by this team. So there is questions about what happens with him. And recently, Joel Sherman did mention among Yankees, there is an outside chance that Amed Rosario and or Ryan Yarbrough could be in play to return to the team. And I do imagine the Yankees are going to be attempting to keep on Ryan Yarbrough. Yarbrough had success with the Yankees and showed that he's a very good left-handed option, giving the Yankees more than just Tim Hill to work with. And on top of that, though Yarbrough was hurt for most of this year, when he was healthy, we saw him play very, very good baseball. And the Yankees I want to add as many good relief pitchers to this bullpen as humanly possible. That's what I'm focused on here. I'm not focused on the Yankees trying to go out there and do this, that, or the other thing. I want to see them go out there and put an elite focus into this bullpen and see what happens when they go out there and do that. So with all that in mind, they do have to make a very tough decision regarding that bullpen. And Ryan Yarbrough is someone who you go out there and you try to re-sign. His ERA did plummet towards the end of the year when he came back, but he is still a good pitcher. Had a 4.36 ERA. He had a save along with 8 starts, played in 19 games, started so well with the Yankees. Moved to the starting lineup, still played well, but then when he got hurt, he came back and he wasn't really able to return to the guy that he once was with the Yankees earlier on the year. I do imagine the Yankees are going to try to keep Yarbrough around. It would be a smart move. Ryan Yarbrough wanted to be here. He wanted to come to the Yankees and work with Yankees pitching coach Matt Blake, which is an excellent sign to the Yankees trying to bring him back. I do think he'll have a better year as well if he stays healthy for the team. That'll be a huge sign a huge step in the right direction as the Yankees get another swingman guy and also get to bring in a relief pitcher who we know the front office, the coaching staff, who we know everybody trusts, and that's just a huge part of this. But guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. Go Yankees.